Hey Gavax here. So, one of the best additions to Madden 20 was the Theme Diamonds. We got two of them. Theme Diamonds 2 right here, which was the newest, where basically it gave us a whole bunch of legend cards. Maybe guys that not necessarily made the, Pro Football Hall of Fame or anything, or were like the greatest, most hyped players of all time, but had either a special place in Madden like Taylor Mays, or were just like overall good players in their days that we wanted to bring back. They were kind of like fan favorites for their local markets, amazing players that played, but maybe don't have the recognition. So they're still like quote unquote legend-ish type of players. But one for each team. We got them. We saw them. Great work. Some better than others, obviously. But I want to talk about Theme Diamonds for Madden 21 and what I want to see for each team going into next year. So let's get right to it. All right, Theme Diamonds. Let's do the AFC East first. What I want to see. All right, AFC East. I think the Theme Diamond for the Patriots should be either James Harrison or Ernie Holmes. The Jets, Alan Faneca or James Ferrier. This is my ideal Theme Diamonds, right? Dolphins, Joey Porter, and Bills has Keith Willis. All right, AFC West, I believe should have Mike Webster for the Chiefs, JT Thomas for the Broncos, Lamar Woodley for the Raiders. Chargers should have Glenn Edwards. And if you guys don't know who these players are, I feel like that's on you, right? The fact that you don't know NFL history enough to know some of the greatest players that have ever played. So for the franchises and some of the greatest franchises. The AFC North should have Carnell Lake. Jack Ham has to come back for the Steelers. That guy was a monster in 15. The only thing I worry about Jack Ham bringing him back for future Madden is the fact they don't make play rec mean anything anymore. Stats used to mean a little bit more for that kind of like intelligence on defense, and you don't see it. The Bengals should have Kimo Van Olhoffen or John Jackson, and the Browns should have Chuck Knoll. AFC South, Nate Washington for the Texans. Titans should have Yancey Thigpen or Neil O'Donnell. Colts should have Jimmy Orr. Jaguars should have Jason Gilden. All right. Next up, the NFC East. I believe the Eagles should have Ray Mansfield. Cowboys, Buddy Dial. Giants, Plaxico Burress. Redskins, Willie Parker or Ryan Clark. I mean, depending on, you can't always get the players that you want. In case, one of them doesn't want to sign, you go with the second one. NFC West, Kevin Green for the Niners. We've seen a lot of Kevin Green, so he's probably coming back to the game, I think. Levon Kirkland or Chad Brown for the Seahawks. Man, Chad Brown had quite the career there. Jerome Bettis should be the Rams. Cardinals should be Chuck or Clark Hagens or Larry Foote. The NFC North will move on to next. Just great players back in the day. Packers should have John Kuhn or Tunch Ilkin. Vikings, Mike Mayweather or Mike Wallace or Gary Anderson would be a great choice too there. The Bears, Santonio Holmes or Merrill Hodge. Lions, John Henry Johnson, Jeff Hardings. Next up, the NFC South. I don't know if you guys can see that very much. NFC South, Panthers, Greg Lloyd. Bring it, ship it. The Saints, Lewis Lips or Darren Perry. Both great players. Vernon Hayes, Buccaneers, Hardy Nickerson. All right? So these should be the Theme Diamonds. I think in my ideal world, these are the Theme Diamonds. I think the best choice for every team in the NFL for Theme Diamonds going into next year. If you guys didn't get the joke, those were all former Steelers that played for other teams too. All right? I was really interested in it, and yeah, every single team has a former Steeler great or Steeler, not always necessarily great, but this would make a pretty good Steelers theme team, I think. All right, let's get to the serious Theme Diamonds talks. The ones, I put together this list earlier this year, and it's amazing who all came through, right? So, the Theme Diamonds that I want are similar ones that I wanted earlier this year. I highlighted the ones that we actually got in Madden 20. Which is kind of crazy. They actually delivered on a lot of Theme Diamonds. Can you guys see that? Oh, there it is. All of them. All right. So, David Boston, bring it back. This is the actual list that I think should come into the game going forward to Madden 21. So, Dwight Freeney we got. Tony Baselli we got. Brian Waters, Will Shields. Bring in Len Dawson then. That famous photo of Len Dawson smoking a cigarette during the Super Bowl. That shit was awesome. Namdi we got. Steve. I replaced him with Steve Wisniewski. We'll come back to this stuff. Brian Westbrook, we got. Patrick Willis, we got. Warren Sapp, Keith Bullock. All great players. I love it that they brought back some of the players that we wanted. Obviously, we didn't get close to them. The players, I don't know. I didn't have a problem. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Andre Johnson, Donald Driver. I mean, there's some, historical franchises here. And I tried to get like one player at like every position, right? Some of them came up a little bit short. Maybe safety. I only have what free safety. Oh, I got a strong safety too. So I got that. Cornerback. I got a couple cornerbacks. Troy Vincent, Eric Davis. So I try to kind of spread it apart amongst a lot of different positions. Obviously, everybody having their favorite quarterback or running back or wide receiver would have been the easiest to do, but I definitely had to get many different spots. So Jared Allen, Vince Wilfork would be a sweet defensive tackle. Y.A. Tittle. Y.A. Tittle could go on either the Niners or the Giants. I think, is he most famous for the Giants? But he played longer for the 49ers. But I think Giants, he may be, because that's that famous photo of him on the Giants. But I don't know, Y.A. Tittle. I just want kind of like the older kind of players back in the game. Hardy Nickerson, great choice. So there's some of them, like Hardy Nickerson's also a former Steeler, but he was also had a phenomenal career with the Buccaneers. And I needed to replace the middle linebacker since we got Willis. The DT ended up going to, I think I replaced the DT somewhere else, right? I replaced, instead of Faneca, I went with Jack Ham. Then I went Wisniewski here at the left guard instead of Namdi. Because then we got the guard, we went with Len Dawson here. So there's a little bit of musical chairs in some of the positions. I switched over to Roosevelt Brown from Tiki Barber because I saw how much the Giants fans hated Tiki Barber and hate Tiki Barber after turning on the team. So we went Hardy Nickerson, Javon Curse. I talked about that. Joy Vincent. But otherwise, I think this is a solid list of names for Theme Diamonds next year. Like Quentin Jammer was an absolute like fucking amazing player. But yeah, he kind of got overshadowed a little bit. This should go like Las Vegas, right? Are they Las Vegas Raiders next year? There it is. When's that completed? When's that stadium completed? Is that next year or the year after? Anyways, I don't know. Any objections with the list? Who would you want for your franchise? If you guys aren't willing to go all Steelers for your Theme Diamond squad, which I don't know why you guys are really being selfish, being so angry at doing the all Steeler Theme Diamond theme. I mean, I'm really disappointed in you guys. But who do you guys want if this was the actual list? Who would you change your team to? And don't give me if you got like a center, Bears, Olin Kreutz was phenomenal. Don't change it to a halfback. Please don't change me to a halfback or a skill position. If you have a non-skill position, you'll have to bite the bullet. You'll go to skill position in Theme Diamonds 2 next year. But this is Theme Diamonds 1. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching Call to Action. I'll see you tomorrow.